Hey y'all, this is Megan Golden with NStyle Country magazine, and today I'm here with country artist Jake Clayton. Welcome, Jake Clayton. All right, so you're a country artist, like I said, but country can mean a lot of different things these days. There's country pop, rock country, bluegrass country, all that kind of stuff. So can you tell us a little bit about your specific style of country music?
Well, country music is basically what I grew up on, being like the music from the 80s and 90s and early 2000s. I love basically the twang of country music. That's what I love more than anything. Sounds like the dobro and the fiddle and banjo and stuff like that. So honestly, in my opinion, if you have fiddles, dobros, banjos, mandolins, steel guitar, and stuff like that in your music, I'm a fan of it. That's what I like.
You mentioned a couple of the instruments you play. Can you tell us a little bit more about that? How many instruments do you play, Jake?
Well, I play over 40 different instruments, so anything with strings or keys, so anything, like the guitar stuff, dobros, banjos, mandolins, stuff like that, to all the orchestral instruments, violins, violas, upright bass, cello, all that, and then like the keyed instruments, anything like piano, accordion, things like that. The B3 organ, those are just things I really, really enjoy playing.
All right, sweet. I recently got to see Jake Clayton perform live, and he did a fabulous job. It was great to get to see him rock it out on stage to all these different instruments that he plays. You also do some studio work, is that correct?
Yeah, I've done a lot of studio work here in Nashville over the past 10 years that I've lived in town. I've got to work on some great people's albums. Joey and Rory, who are really great friends of mine, really awesome people. I did a bunch of recording for them and worked on one of their albums that was sold in Cracker Barrel, so that was called Inspired. I got to play all different types of instruments on that, and I've done a lot of work for Miss Sunny Sweeney over the years, recording on some of her albums. And I got to play on Thompson Square's #1 from a couple of years ago. The song was called If I Didn't Have You, and I got to play cello and violin on that song. So that was very fun.
That's so cool. That's so impressive. And you've also toured with some pretty big musicians as well. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I've had a great touring experience since I've lived here in town. I worked for a little over 6 years for the wonderful Miss Tanya Tucker. That was fantastic. And also worked for Miss Sunny Sweeney out on the road as well. And we did a tour out with Brad Paisley in 2012. Touring all over the country with him, and we did one with Miss Miranda Lambert, another tour. So those have just been some really cool things I've got to do out on the road that I've been very fortunate with.
That's so cool. So we talked a lot about all your different instruments that you play. So I'm sure you go through lots of strings with all those instruments. Yeah. So can you tell us a little bit about what you've decided to do with all those strings that you go through?
Yeah, we go through just a real large quantity of strings, and it's always weird to just toss them in the trash can every time you get rid of them and you change them out. So I've been with a company called Black Diamond Strings for close to 10 years now, and their sister company, Super Sensitive. Both of those companies supply me with the strings I need to do my touring. They supply all the strings for everything that I need, so I have a really nice supply of them. And when we get done playing shows, we take the strings off and we make a really cool jewelry out of them, like the necklace that I'm wearing right now. The strings that go around that are from a pedal steel guitar. So it's really fun.
That's cool. I've seen a couple different people do that with strings, but none that actually use the strings that they've played in the studio and at shows with, so that's really cool.
Yeah, that's what we wanted to bring with the idea of the string jewelry, is something that you can see has been played, it has been wore in. It's not just a bright, shiny piece of jewelry. You can see there's, oils from the fingers and just wear and tear on it from us playing it on stage. And to me, that's what makes our jewelry special.
Yeah, that's extra special for fans and stuff to get to know you've actually played those strings. Do you have any jewelry with you today?
Yeah, I brought a good little plethora of stuff over here to show off.
Nice.
Like a lot of our necklaces that we have made, again, is a string from a particular instrument, whichever one that you choose, and then we put just some kind of little charm on them. So there's all kinds of different pieces that go through. Those are some of the necklaces. And we also make rings, and these are cool because these are made out of the black strings, like from the dobro. And again, the company's Black Diamond Strings, so they have some black strings, which are awesome. And then we just accent it with this is a piece of Dalmatian jasper, so put on top just to kind of contrast a little bit. So that's some of the rings that we have. And then we take the ends of the string that attach down here at the bottom that hold everything in place, and we use those for the toppers of earrings. So these are some howlite that has been dyed yellow, little skulls. So those are really cool earrings for people, and they come in a couple of different colors, so it's pretty awesome. And like for some of the guys, we have some jewelry that's a little bit more rugged. So we take thicker strings, like these come from, these are actually from steel guitar, the thicker side. And then we use things like nuts and bolts to kind of hold them together that are a little bit more chunky and a little bit more masculine. So those are the kind of things that I like to wear, bigger pieces. And then we also have, we make the pretty simple bangles, all different types of those with different designs on them. And these are made like from acoustic guitar strings, as opposed to like these down here would be made from the mandolin, a little smaller. And you can pick all these out, the instrument that you want them to be made from. You can check all that out, and we have a Facebook page for our jewelry company, and that is facebook.com/JC2Jewelry. And they have a whole page full of all the different types of bracelets, strings that you can choose to be used. So there's everything you would want is right there on that page.
That's so cool that people get to pick too what strings they want from what instrument and all that kind of stuff.
Yep. So on our last album, when we were making that, we actually allowed you to get jewelry made from the instruments used on the album. So if you wanted strings from the fiddle that was playing on the song that you like, you could order those strings in a bracelet or a necklace or anything you wanted, a ring. It's really cool.
That's awesome. So make sure you all go check out on his Facebook page and make sure you order some jewelry. Now we know where they can find your jewelry, but can you also make sure everybody knows where they can find your music as well?
Yeah, just go to my website, which is my name, JakeClayton.com, and there's sites to all the places that carry my music, whether it's iTunes, Spotify, stuff like that. So you can check it all out there at JakeClayton.com, and there's links to all my social pages there as well, from Facebook, Instagram, all the goods.
Do you mind playing us a little something, Jake?
No, sounds fun.
All right, thank you so much. This has been Megan with NStyle Country with Jake Clayton.